There is a massive expansion on President Wheelchair AutoPen. Joe Biden, that they were saying if he ran again and he won the election, he would have to be stuck in a wheelchair. Crippled, slobbering, decrepit. He can't help it. He's probably an innocent. He's probably the only guy in the entire United States that didn't know that he was incapable of being president. Welcome to Doug in Exile. Shout out to the Quad Club. Thank you guys for watching. You help keep the lights on. You help buttress my very poor, fragile self-image. You keep me going every day, and I thank you guys. Here to work for you guys. I think you're worth it. It's good to keep you informed. I think there's all kinds of ways that this can all go south. If you listen to the wrong people, you're going to get the wrong spin, especially from mainstream media that will only lie to you. Anyone on the right side, I don't care how big of a fraud they are, anyone on the right side is probably closer to the truth than what the left is giving you right now. Here's the news. They're expanding the AutoPen subpoenas. This is on James Comer. Look, here's some of the pictures. They're bringing in Karine Jean-Pierre, everyone's favorite dirt mop, everyone's favorite mop head. Karine Jean-Pierre called to testify in Biden cover-up. Chairman Comer demands interviews with KJP. This is Zients. That's this Jeff Zients guy over here, a long-time Democrat scumbag operative. And Bates, there's Andrew Bates down there, and Ian Sams over Biden's mental decline scandal and shady AutoPen scheme. The cover-up is unraveling, and the truth will come out. Well, I think that's hopeful thinking, but I'll roll with that for now. Let's hope. We'll find out. This is part of how the truth gets out, guys. You have to subpoena it and rip it out of people. Kicking and screaming. You got to pull it out of them. Here's Rep. James Comer on Twitter. Update. As we aggressively investigate the cover-up of Joe Biden's decline and the unauthorized use of the AutoPen, I am now demanding more former Biden staffers come before Congress. Karine Jean-Pierre. So that's that last list. But the big one, the celebrity, is Karine Jean-Pierre. And these are official documents here subpoenaing them. And then they can come in and lie on oath. I wonder if Karine Jean-Pierre will change her story now that she has claimed that she has left the Democrat Party. Maybe she has nothing to lose. Why not tell the truth? Why end up in jail? And then when they go and they mop the floors of the cells, they go, holy cow, we accidentally used Karine Jean-Pierre's head. I'm so sorry. Here's Senator Eric Schmidt. It looks like a first of its kind act on the Biden AutoPen cover-up. Using my authority as chairman of the subcommittee on the Constitution, I have submitted a, quote, special access request to the archivist Marco Rubio to obtain sealed documents. It may blow this thing open, he says. That's Senator Eric Schmidt. We like him. What is he going to blow open? Presidential incapacity. Senate Republican seeks paper trail of Biden's AutoPen use. GOP Senator Eric Schmidt demands access to AutoPen records as lawmakers consider constitutional amendment for incapacitated presidents. I think Joe Biden would definitely fall under that. This just shows how the net and the search is expanding on this thing. It is blowing up. This is not staying small. It's growing, which terrifies the Democrats. It's harder to keep track of like 8 different leads and tentacles going out. They can't cover them all up fast enough. Now, this represents a little bit of a change with Trump. Here he is engaging the press where he is chiding them, saying, is this boring? Should I keep answering questions? And watch all of the liberal press in this clip beg him to continue this press conference. Watch this.
By the way, so many questions. Should we keep this going, Pam?
Yay, look at them all with smiles. Everyone's smiling. It's like Christmas and he's Santa Claus. Yes, Uncle Trump. These are all liberal scumbags that write lies about him. But they realize now this is their only shot. Look at that guy in the lower left. There's one grouchy guy down there. He didn't take his antidepressant. He didn't go to therapy this week. Ooh, now they're putting up their hands begging. He loves seeing this. Democrats begging him. They're all hands thrown up. Ooh, please let me. If I get to ask a question, I get an extra bonus on my byline for the crummy liberal yellow journalist rag that I work for. Please, Trump, pick me.
This is the opposite of Biden. Biden would take a half a question and he'd leave without answering it. Go ahead.
On Iran.
You tell me when it gets boring, okay?
He's going to cut him off if it gets boring. Okay. And by the way, 30 seconds after he said that, they asked a question about Iran and it already got boring. Okay. Here's Trump loading up the next batch of reporters at that same conference. This is so funny.
Mr. President, a leading global economist just did a 180 and says your tariff plan, you may have outsmarted everybody with it. What is your message?
I love this. I love this question. This is the favorite. This is the best question I've ever been asked because I've been going through abuse for years on this. Because as you know, we're taking in hundreds of billions of dollars, no inflation whatsoever.
I'm dying. I'm laughing so hard I can't believe it. This is the greatest media Trump's ever had. You can't write media this well. He has a liberal journalist say it sounds like all the tariff scare against you is all wrong. Would you like to comment? And he goes, I like this guy. I like this guy. I love him. He makes me laugh. Okay, here's Nick Sorter over on Twitter. Here's the next clip. Can we get the next clip for Trump? President Trump calls for a special prosecutor to investigate the 2020 election. YouTube, this is already my message to YouTube. YouTube, please have mercy on me. YouTube, do not destroy my channel. I'm just quoting Trump at a White House press briefing. This isn't me. I'm not saying anything. This is Trump. This is just the news, guys. It doesn't hurt. YouTube, it doesn't hurt. Okay, we're going to let him talk.
Is there any more information on the special prosecutor? So many Americans still have questions about the 2020 election. And speaking of rogue judges, would you consider appointing somebody at DOJ maybe to investigate the judges that allowed for the political persecution of you, your family, and your supporters during the Biden administration?
I love you. Who are you?
I'm Farrah from Lindell TV.
Well, it's just
I love you.
And it's not a setup. I have no idea who you are, but I appreciate that question. All I can say is we're not here for that. I hope so. I hope they're doing a thing because that election was rigged and stolen, and we can't allow that to happen. You know, a lot of people tell me, sir, you just won the greatest election in the history of our country. You won at numbers that won all 7 swing states, won the popular vote, won everything. Sir, go on with your life. And many people that say that, good people, friends of mine. Then you have people that say that same thing, go on with your life, but you have to find out what happened because you can't let that happen again. Look at what this lunatic did. Look at what he did. He opened our borders to people that were murderers, 11,888 to be exact, murderers. And we've captured many of those murderers and we're bringing them back, or some of them are so dangerous that we don't even want to bring them back. We're afraid they're going to try and come back in. But he allowed people to come into this country, people from mental institutions, insane asylums. That's a mental institution on steroids. People,
and that's just the Democrat Congress.
From mental institutions, gang members, drug dealers, people, jails being emptied out into our country. Venezuela emptied out almost its entire prison population into our country.
I am not going to comment on that. I'll let you guys comment on that in the chat below. Y'all behave. Y'all be good. Do not get my channel destroyed. This is Stephen Miller. He's talking about the intelligence report on a new investigation into Melonhead Adam Schiff.
Adam Schiff is not only a stone cold, hopeless loser, but he is one of the most corrupt, one of the most shameful, one of the most heinous individuals ever to serve in public office in America.
And that's not even an exaggeration. That's just minimal facts, folks.
And everything he's devoted his life to has been debunked, discredited, and discarded. He literally represents the face of failure. His sole achievement in life was fighting a losing war against Donald Trump, and now President Trump is in the White House, and Adam Schiff is the leader of a dying and dethroned movement. This is, it really is amazing. Think about what the Democrat Party is fighting against. What are they trying to stop?
What are they trying to stop? Adam Schiff is the king. He is the king of the Democrat Party, but the Democrat Party's brand is garbage. Look what he inherited. Adam Schiff would not be famous if he did not go after Trump. That's his only accomplishment, is to go after Trump for Russia, 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 and to lose, and to largely be proven to be a political hack. Here's more from Donald Trump on Twitter. We have just been informed that Canada, this is to my Canadian people out there, I want you guys to know you're about to get hit. It's not against you MAGA Canadians. I know we've got Make America Great Again. We've got Make Conservative Canadians that want to keep freedom in Canada. I'm on your side, but Trump's got to spank your country for just a little bit. We don't blame you guys. We don't blame our conservative Canadian brothers for this, but he says, we've just been informed that Canada, a very difficult country to trade with, including the fact that they have charged our farmers with as much as 400% tariff for years on dairy products. That's because Canada produces so much dairy that they want to stop competition. So they hit us with a 400% tariff. And Trump's defending American dairy farmers. 400% for years on dairy products, has just announced that they are putting a digital service tax on our American technology companies. So now they're going after our digital stuff. So before they were after our milk, now they're after our digital milk, which is a direct and blatant attack on our country. They are obviously copying the European Union, which has done the same thing and is currently under discussion with us also. So they're trying to go after, this is mostly going after like Elon Musk and all of our digital technology based on this egregious tax. We are hereby terminating all discussions on trade with Canada, effective immediately. We will let Canada know the tariff that they will be paying due to the business with the United States of America with the next 7-day period. That's 1 week he's given them. Thank you for your attention on this matter. Now, this is fascinating to me because now Trump doesn't have to even make a tariff. He can threaten a tariff. He's just talking about a future tariff in a week. And Canadians like pooping in their maple syrup, pooping in their maple syrup. You just have to make the foot. Now, here's Rashida Tlaib, borderline terrorist within our government, angry about Trump being able to deport illegals now at the Supreme Court.
This is an incredibly dangerous decision by the United States Supreme Court. Folks, wake up. The Supreme Court now says that we can't permit nationwide injunctions against the Trump administration.
Ha, 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 we won. She's in shock that a lower judge can't push out a massive nationwide injunction and overthrow the 1/3, the president, the executive branch of the entire country. She's furious.
Even on birthright citizenship.
Yeah.
They didn't care about the constitutionality.
Wait. The Supreme Court didn't care about the constitutionality? Is that what I'm hearing? Are you an insurrectionist against the Supreme Court, Rashida Tlaib?
Birthright citizenship. They made this decision because they are a bought Supreme Court.
Okay, so she says that the 6 that voted against it are not purchased, while the 3 that opposed it, Kagan, Sotomayor, and Ketanji Brown Jackson, diversity hire, they are not purchased. Speaking of Ketanji Brown Jackson, I've got this great little meme to share with you. Here's Libs of TikTok, daily reminder that this DEI hire, that is diversity, equity, and inclusion hire, was appointed by an AutoPen. That we don't even know that the president approved her. We just know that the AutoPen signed her. Can we, well, this is for the chat. Hey, chat, can we get her booted off the Supreme Court if we undermine the AutoPen that signed her? I don't have any confidence that Biden actually knew. For all I knew, Biden wanted someone else on the Supreme Court, maybe a honky, maybe one of his buddies, maybe his brother, maybe Jill Biden. Maybe that's what President Joe would have supported. And instead, he's got Ketanji Brown Jackson. We have no idea. Maybe it was Obama that actually put her up there. Here's James Comer with the mass expansion of the AutoPen scandal as he is looking into Karine Jean-Pierre, etc. We're going to get to Jill Biden at some point.
Well, we think we know it was his inner circle, and Nira, our witness from a few days ago, she told us who the inner circle was. Obviously, Anthony Burdell was one of the people in the inner circle. He's Jill Biden's chief of staff, which is very unusual for the First Lady's chief of staff to be one of the people calling the shots in the Biden White House. But we had heard reports about this, and she she confirmed it.
Did you guys vote for the First Lady? She is not, we did not vote for the First Lady. Okay, the First Lady, you're supposed to go do charities and you're supposed to do sewing and fundraising and do your, you know, your soft little women's prayer breakfast over at the White House. You're not supposed to be running the country. This is her assistant running the country. None of us voted for this. Doctor in name only, Jill Biden.
He was supposed to come in. We had sent him an invitation weeks ago. He confirmed and said he would be in today. But then yesterday, his lawyer called us and said that he was not coming in.
Because he's guilty. Automatic guilt. Automatic send him to Gitmo. Automatic.
That's when I issued the subpoena today. You have to give people an opportunity to come in voluntarily. That gives them an opportunity to hire a lawyer and gives them their due process. He said he would come in, and then he reneged. I think, Sean, he reneged because President Trump waived executive privilege.
He reneged. That makes him a renegro. We knew it. I knew he would go back on his own word.
And obviously, he was probably going to come in and claim executive privilege and try to not answer any of our questions. But now he's subpoenaed. His executive privilege has been waived, and he's going to have to answer questions about who operated the AutoPen and was Joe Biden aware of what his inner circle was doing with respect to executive orders.
Yeah, we're going to find out. This whole thing's going to blow up on them. They cannot control this much information. They can control a limited amount of information with the media back when they had control of MSNBC and the only chainways of information that went from the Democrat Party spread out through all of news. Now the head has been hit, the shepherd's head has been hit, and the sheep have scattered. This is good news for Trump. This is good news for the truth. We might finally get the truth about who is actually the president through all these investigations. If you guys support Comer's work, be sure and say it in the chat below. If you're in the Quad Club, then you've watched all 4 videos all the way to this at the end. And I owe you. You gave me your time. You watched commercials. You paid my bills. I owe you. Just want you to know, in the universe of things, I owe you. I'm Doug in Exile.